Statical indeterminacy and kinematic indeterminacy. The degree of statical indeterminacy, the number of equations required over and above the equations of static equation for the analysis of a structure is known as the degree of static indeterminacy or degree of redundance of the structure. What this means that we know that we have a 3 equilibrium equation, and that more than that 3 equations in that particular element or member, we call it as degree of redundance, or we call it as degree of statically indeterminacy of a member. Then next is degree of kinematic indeterminacy. What is degree of kinematic indeterminacy? Means the number of equilibrium condition needed to find the displacement compounds of all joints of the structure are known as the degree of kinematic indeterminacy, or we call it as degree of freedoms of the structure. We already discussed about the what is degrees of kinematic indeterminacy, and that we required a more number of equilibrium condition for satisfy the equations in that member or element. Coming to the degrees of freedom of a beam, you see this one, the beam AB, the both ends are free here. How much degrees of freedoms for a beam here? We see this one here 3, here 3. That means that will be degrees of freedom will be 3 at that A support and also B support. Okay, that one is, first one is horizontal, second one is vertical, that one rotation. These are the 3 degrees of freedom at that support A. Similarly, at support B, the horizontal, vertical and also movement at B, that degrees of freedom is 3 at the A and also B. Then at support B, you see this one, you coming to the support B, we see this one, degrees of freedom is one horizontal, another one is vertical, then movement. Here there is no movement, therefore we are correct. Degrees of freedom at A is 1, that is one is movement will degrees of freedom here. Then at this joint at B, the degrees of freedom is normally 3. We there one is horizontal, another vertical, then movement is at MB. Then similarly coming to the support B, here you see this one, all vertical, horizontal and movement at B is restricted, therefore degrees of freedom will be 0 at the support A. But at B, the degrees of freedom will be 3. Then coming to the next beam, you see the simple support. Here one is vertical, another is horizontal, then is movement. We are not restricted at the vertical movement, that is one horizontal, it can be moved horizontally and movement, therefore degrees of freedom will be 2 at this support. Similarly for B, support B, that will be degrees of freedom will be 3. Then coming to the degrees of kinematic indeterminacy for beams, in that we see this one at A, at B. What is that one? Degrees of kinematic indeterminacy means that will be 6. We can move horizontally, vertically and also movement at BMB. Similarly at this end 3, that means one horizontal, another one vertical, then movement. Therefore kinematic indeterminacy is 6 for this member AB. You coming to the next, what is that one? AB. Here we taken this is injured support. Here there is no movement at vertical, horizontal, only movement at MB, MA, that is 1. Here again horizontal, vertical, movement. These are 3. 3 plus 1, that is 4. Therefore kinematic indeterminacy will be 4. Then coming to this support, that is fixed support at A. How much this member AB means kinematic indeterminacy means here there is no horizontal, vertical and also movement at MA. Therefore degrees of conductivity only 3. This will be the at support beam HB, VB and MB is the kinematic indeterminacy of 3. Here we taken the simple support. How much degrees of kinematic indeterminacy means only 2 plus 3, that will be 5 degrees of kinematic indeterminacy for AB, the span AB. Then multiple choice questions for this session is, that is in matrix method. First question is, the flexibility matrix is always, that will be option will be A, that is symmetric, B is non-symmetric, C is antisymmetric, D is depending upon the load applied. What is the choice of this multiple choice question means your flexibility matrix is always normally is symmetric. Okay, this is the answer A. Why? Because there is no non-symmetric, antisymmetric and there is no load depends upon it. Therefore your answer will be symmetric. Always the matrix will be symmetric in flexibility matrix. Then coming to the next question, for computational process, deflected primary structure, analyze actual structure should be as different as possible, as similar as possible. It does not matter in between. You see this one, the computational purpose, deflected primary structure, analyzed actually structure should be similar as possible ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. We can simple, okay, we make simple, it will be similar as possible ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. Therefore your answer is B. Then coming to the next one, next question is, indeterminate analysis of a symmetric structure is difficult from that of a non-symmetric one. State whether the above statement is true or false. What it means? You see this one, you clearly read this statement. Indeterminate analysis of a symmetric structure is difficult. If you see this one, if your member is symmetrical in matrix form, it is very easy to solve. There is no difficulty in it to solve this problem. Therefore your answer is false. If your symmetrical structure means we can easily analyze it. Therefore we need that statement will be false. That will, the answer is B. Then coming to the next fourth question, normally which of the following things may or may not be symmetric to develop symmetricity? Okay, you see this one, symmetricity irbekadre which one will be more compatible with development? That is material property, geometrical property, loading property and degrees of kinematic indeterminacy. Okay, here we see this one, the material, there is no influence on material, there is no geometrical influence, we can analyze any structure, and loading condition, it can be, load can be analyzed in any structure. Therefore your answer is, that is degrees of kinematic indeterminacy. If your degrees of kinematic indeterminacy is I, we can analyze symmetric things. Therefore your answer is D. Then next question, you see this fifth question and last question in this session. How many compatibility equations should be written if we have n number of redundant equations? On that case, what is that one? N number of redundant structures. Okay, we can see this one, n number of redundant reaction means we require how many equations to solve redundant reaction. That is A n minus 1. That is if your unknown is 3, the 3 minus 1 is 2. Here your unknown is 3, that is 3. If your unknown is 3, 3 plus 1, 4. If your unknown is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay. We already discussed here in this session, the number of redundant is equal to the number of unknown equations, known equation. Okay, therefore your answer is that equal to the number of redundant reaction. Therefore your answer is B. That will be B answer. Then these are the some references we are referred for this session. That is these are the references books we can refer for this session. Thank you for your patience to listen this session. Thank you one and all presented. If any questions, please call me.